Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sipiwe Kajwayo, and welcome to the Youth Leadership Summit in 2025. It's a pleasure for us to have you here today. So as a point of departure, please give yourselves a round of applause for making it through. All the Yes, it is an honor and a privilege to be here. Thank you so much. We will be having a discussion and an engagement here. It's a wonderful session. What we're requesting for, please engage. Do engage. As Lincoln has already mentioned that we need to engage, and we're hoping that you benefit immensely from this engagement. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is my great pleasure to introduce our next speaker, Ms. Ziyanda Ntshona, a truly accomplished professional and an inspiring role model. Ziyanda is a partner at Herbet Freehills, where she brings her legal expertise to high-level strategic matters. She chairs the corporate business unit and executive committee. In addition to a legal career, she is also a qualified engineer, demonstrating her exceptional versatility and drive. Ziyanda is known for a passion for problem solving and for constantly seeking opportunities that challenge her thinking and stretch her abilities. A prime example of this is her current work on the pending acquisition of MultiChoice by Canal Plus. I'm sure you've heard of that, most of us, where she plays a critical role on the team representing the shareholders. Beyond her professional achievements, Ziyanda is a dedicated family woman who enjoys spending quality time with her two beautiful children and her supportive husband. Today, she will speak on a topic that resonates deeply with leaders of all ages. That is, increasing the odds of success through preparation. That's our topic for today. So preparation is key, ladies and gentlemen. As Benjamin Franklin once said, by failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Ms. Ziyanda Ntshona.
Molweni. Good morning. So I hope you're well this warm. No, it's cold. I hope you're warm this cold morning. I had my thick jacket on, but I can't really have it on the whole day. But it's a cold morning. I think it's a big testament to be here so early, so cold. Thanks to Pierre for the introduction. I'm always amazed when I hear the intro about myself and my career, right? Because as far as I'm concerned, right, like, you know, I'm from Epai, Kabeja, you know? I was born there. So all of this sounds a lot. But I think I got here for a reason and by reason. So I wear many hats. First of which, Sipiwe mentioned, I am a mother to a teenage boy and a feisty girl. So you can imagine it's challenging, but most rewarding. I'm a wife, and my husband's so lucky because I want a wife myself. I mean, I hear they do very good things, and I mean, like, yeah, you know, here I am. I'm on the board of Ubuntu Pathways and of Kolisi Foundation. I love those roles because they allow me to give back. They give meaning to my daily. I'm able to use my legal plow into something meaningful beyond boardroom talk. You know, I can see my contribution. It manifests itself. I'm also co-vice chair of the Africa Regional Forum of the International Bar Association, which is an international platform for the legal fraternity. Which brings me to my day job and my daily. I'm a corporate lawyer, M&A lawyer, have been so for the past 20 years. I currently head up the corporate team at the Joburg office of Herbet Freehills Kramer, an international global law firm, which I joined on 1 March. Prior to this, I was 19 years at Weber Ensel. You'll see ENS, the next room. Yeah, they're a good law firm. Weber Ensel is a good South African law firm, and I think that just, yeah, having left it, I can still say it's stellar. Like Lincoln was saying, when he was at Standard Bank, his blood was blue. until, you know, the sucker came along. Me too, at Weber Winsel, my blood was Weber's until something pulled me, you know. So with all of that, I can safely say I'm an experienced, seasoned M&A practitioner, and I am surviving and enjoying big law. I've learned this new term now about big law. I never understood or knew what it was, but apparently we call big law, these big law firms. And look, I think I get the concept. And as I said, I'm here, surviving it. Before, in the middle of Weber Winsel and HSFK, I went to Poswa Incorporated. Small law firm. I was consulting for about 18 months. And I'll tell you what it did for me, you know, as we talk. But I think it's important not to skip that out of my journey. So a little bit about me, vulnerability. I speak fast, I stutter. If I speak fast, please stop me. If I stutter, leave me alone. I'll get through it. So I'll get through it. And hosting this class for me is really a big deal because I must speak for a long time, and that's not my core skill. So I had to be prepared. Again, today's topic, you know, increasing success through being prepared. And why this topic? So I watched last year's conversations and classes, and I saw a lot of males sort of give more technical stuff, right? So I could talk about dividend declaration, I could talk about BE deals, ups and downs, and, you know, pitfalls. But in all my time when I've been asked by young people or just people, it's not about the technical law. It's about how did you make big law? How are you surviving big law? So I thought, look, let me be vulnerable and let me talk about myself and my journey and give the tips that for me have made a difference. And really, it's one tip, being prepared. Because for me, it encompasses a lot of stuff, but in one mouthful, it's being prepared. Now, I remember the exact moment where I felt adequately prepared. It's that powerful for me that I remember it. I know where I was. And each time I feel a bit scared or I feel a bit unsure, I go back to that feeling that I had. Sorry, I take notes. I'm a lawyer, so. And so here it is. I was driving in Bryanston on Homestead Drive. And I felt like, oh gosh, I got this. I know what I'm doing. I'm not saying I'm like an expert, but I'm comfortable. I know what I'm doing. Now, I know this time because it was my 8th year in practice. That's an awfully long time to say I got this. But for me, that shows, and such is the pursuit of excellence. And also, I just read Malcolm Gladwell's book, which is The Outliers. And he says that to be a master or an expert of your chosen field, it takes 10,000 hours. Now, when I was then, that time, counting, 8 years, 10,000 hours, I figured, and I counted actually, 8th year, I had done 10,000 hours of practice. So I could align the book with my physical feeling and practice that actually, yeah. And so I said, I don't think at that time I was an expert in M&A law, but I definitely had the feeling of, I got this, I can do this. And I was doing it well enough. So what does it take? Well, what is preparation? Because I think that everyone says, yeah, I know, I must be prepared. Yeah, I know, but what is it? What is preparation? And I feel we all undermine this thing of preparation. It's not waking up, going to work. It's not taking a bath to go to work. I mean, that's like, for me, the bare minimum. I suppose it depends, where do you want to play, right? But I'm talking about myself, right? And so that wasn't the level I wanted to play at. So it was more than waking up. It was more than showing up. But what is it? And how much is it? So I always use the example or analogy of the newlyweds, right? And hard work. So you've been dating, don't live together, now you live together. And of course you talk, what's my values? Oh, I want this, I want that, I want money. Talk about hard work. And you subscribe and commit as a couple to hard work. Then you get to live together. His version of hard work is he wakes up, does a 9 to 5 earnest job. And he's there committed. But yours is, at times I don't even go to bed. You both work hard, but you've got different versions of what is hard work. And so take it back to preparation. What is preparation? It's not reading the file the night before. That's the 9 to 5. So for me, and what did it take for me, and what do I see as adequate preparation? So I think lots of us sit in waiting rooms, right? We're waiting, we've studied, I've got my LLB, I've got my MPA, whatever it may be, and I'm waiting for the opportunity. You're not going to get out that waiting room because you're waiting. I don't think I like Mando that much, but I still think that song was brilliant. So he didn't know it. He didn't know he was being prophetic or whatever the word is. But honestly, for me, when I think about songs that, what do you call them? Our parents called them bubblegum music. It's actually got a deep meaning, for me at least. How do you get something just by waiting? We need to turn that waiting room into a preparation room. You need to be constantly in that room preparing. When someone comes to you, hey, what do they know? You're ready because you've been preparing. But if you're just waiting there, just waiting, it's not gonna change. It's a bit, for me, preparation is consistent. It's like those Luigi games, right? You finish one level, next level. You keep on going to levels. You don't see Luigi rising. If he's resting, level 0. So it's a constant work. It's a consistent work. That's what it is for me. Even today, I had to prepare. But to be able to be here today, it represents years of preparation. Probably like level 105, but I've got another 105 to go, if not more, because it's a constant preparation. So my slides don't have to read them. They're just to make things more exciting, and I was asked to bring slides. But the one for me is, sort of big quotes, right? What do people that we respect, what do they say is preparation? So I think not much of here will be new, but it's when preparation meets opportunity. That is big philosopher. But more relatably and more relevant is Oprah, Same thing, like it's preparation meeting opportunity. I love Simon Sinek. I watch him a lot. You'll see him a bit later as well. I love him for being relatable. I'm able to listen to him and apply that stuff, in my daily. And he says, nothing like luck, consistency. And I am a big believer in that. Preparation is being consistent. Jeff Bezos, many people undermine, this is my own wording, undermine the power and time for preparation. So he basically, when you go do a presentation, you're doing PowerPoints. He said, no, you want a 6-page memo. Because in doing that 6-page memo, you are preparing. You are aligning your thoughts. But the presentation, you put bullet points. You don't have to go deep into something. Okay, so I was just going through sort of some quotes, and I was saying Jeff Bezos, he'd banned PowerPoints. Because in the PowerPoint, you're doing point form. And ask for 6-page memos. Because in preparing that 6-page memo, you must think and get alignment and able to go deeper into that subject, innovation, whatever. So again, he was forcing people to understand what preparation for a particular topic is. Again, Malcolm Gladwell talks about 10,000 hours of practice to make you expert. In big law, it's quantified as 1,400 hours over a period of 8 years. And that's when you are able to be assessed for partnership. Now, it's very important. They're not saying 8 years and assuming you've done the hours, because it's in the doing that you're becoming prepared. It's not in the time you spend, because nobody's able to sit and monitor your time. That no shame, she really was there for 8 hours, for this hour every single day. It needs to be evident in the hours, right? In the doing. That's why even on your 8th year, you get into, I'm talking about big law. You've done your senior associate now, and you're going into partnership. It's an interview. Very first thing, barrier, is how many hours have you worked? If you haven't done those hours, it's a bit of a problem, because how do I say you're an expert because you've not actually done? That's why in my team, I make sure that my team is always kept busy. Because it's nothing like you're going to sit at the desk, earn a nice salary, and say you are an associate, but you're not doing. And when you're going out there and saying you're part of this team, but you look like you're empty or you're not able to do things, it's not excellence. So you reach that, by doing. An example about promotions. So senior associate, I fell pregnant. I didn't fall pregnant, I became pregnant. I don't know, you say you fall, not like a week or the pregnancy, I didn't fall into it. I deliberately, I made pregnancy, I don't know. So, okay, so now, and by that time, these law firms, they changed their timelines. But by that time, it was 2 years in each position. So trainee, associate, senior associate. And I'm on my second year of senior associate. So I'm up for promotion. Up for, not to be promoted. So I got the boss. I said, hey, Sally, listen, I'm pregnant. What does that do for my promotion? Because if it's achievable, I want to work hard towards it. But if it's not, I don't want to be bitter and say I worked hard and then I didn't get it. So I know you can't guarantee me, but I need to know if it's off the cards or if it's on the cards. She says to me, Ziyanda, you need to, it's not off the cards, but it's going to be difficult. You're going to have to, when you leave here, have done your budget. So I have this vision in my mind, and I don't know if you all know Tracker, as in your car. Okay. So that time, it was 2009, Actis, which was a private equity firm, was acquiring Tracker. And I was on this deal. And, about to close, it's about August. No, it was probably July. I'm literally walking the corridors at 2 in the morning at work. And it was so empty and so dark. As I walked with my big stomach, lights went on. But that's what I was doing to prepare for the ability to be promoted. And I left in August, done the numbers. And so what was left was not the numbers. It was, am I a quality person to be a partner? But I'd done the numbers. I'd prepared myself in that regard. So, came back for interviews, and again, oh great, numbers done, thanks Ziyanda. Let's talk about you. What's your plans? And so I got the promotion. But I was understanding what was required to go there. I could have simply just said, okay, let me continue my cherry way and been disappointed, maybe not. But I thought, let me go and see, what does it take? What do I need? How do I prepare myself to get here? So it was also a talk to myself, and we'll get there a bit later as to what is required to get here, but understanding first, what preparedness do I need to get to? I like this one is, chance favors only the prepared mind. The theme here is about chance, opportunity. So like you are really in waiting, right? You don't know when it's going to come. In big law, you might know, but generally you don't know. But if you say, I don't know, I'm going to sit down, it's not going to work. You've got to be actively preparing for the moment when that chance, opportunity comes. For me, the common theme as well is hard work. It's consistency. I don't know if I'm using someone like this one. It's being consistent, it's hard work, and how much is hard work? When I left Big Law in 2023, June, July, it was not a rush decision, but it was like I gave 2 weeks leave, 2 weeks notice at work. Friday I left work, Monday I was consulting at POSWA. And I was frightened, hey? Because I'm used to a nice paycheck for the past 19 years. I'm used to structure, I'm used to big transactions. And I wanted to do big transactions, but just not in big law firms at that time. So how do I get this? And the simple thing for me was hard work, plant the seed every single day. Don't look for the outcome, because there may not be an outcome on that day. But plant the seed every single day. Step by step. You won't see, there won't be a big sign saying, Ziyanda this way. There won't be a big reward. But somewhere, somehow, when the opportunity comes, you're going to be ready because you're planting the seed every single day. So now I'm back in Big Law because I'm a lover of things. I had serious FOMO being in a small firm. I thought, okay, no, I'm great, but I'm not going to achieve where I want to get to in sort of in a small law firm. I need a big platform to enable me to have the big deals, to work on big deals that I want to do. And my time at POSWA really was invaluable because it helped prepare me for this next step. One thing that is essential in life is to be confident, but not empty confidence, but confidence in yourself and your skills through evidence. And if I could have survived 18 months of a small law firm but remaining doing big deals, then I'm showing that I can do this. So when I go into the big law firm of big international law firm, there's no basis for them to doubt me reasonably, or for myself even. So it's helped me to be confident. What more time do I have? Sapir? Okay. So it's not one-dimensional, right? For me, I look at three sort of aspects of preparedness. It's education. Now, I think that black women probably always tend to be looking to find education through formal, right? I'm an example. I've got 2 masters, I did engineering, I did law, I did HR, all the stuff, right? Did I need it? Maybe not, right? I don't know if I need an MBA for doing my job, but here I am, I've got it. I think the reason is that we always want to justify ourselves in the room. That's just that's my thoughts and my personal experience. But number 2 is that I want to be prepared. And if somebody wasn't going to give me on-the-job training, I'm going to find it myself. So I felt like, oh, I really want to understand African, when you travel, you see Africans in dance shows, But I wanted to experience African professionals. Where? Oh, simple, do an MBA in Africa. So that's my easy access into getting education that I want. But the whole idea is you need to get education, on-the-job training. You must be willing to learn, guys, and to receive feedback. I think that this thing of receiving feedback, it's a two-way thing. I think it's very hard to give feedback, right? And the problem that young people have is that you aren't receptive to feedback. Your boss won't give it to you, then what's going to happen? He will stop working with you. Then you say, hi, I'm not getting work, because you're difficult to give feedback to. So if you're the one trying to prepare, right, you must be the one making the environment for you to be an on-the-job learner. That means taking feedback. That means being engaged. That means going a little bit more than you've been asked to do. If you're going to do just tick the box, yeah, I'll get it, yeah, okay, it's great, but somebody else will do more, and I want to work with them more. If you're difficult to give feedback, if I say to you this work is sloppy, then you're offended, can I tell you I'm not going to come back to you again? Because I also have my own problems, So I think we all go to work with too much of our persons in our handbags. And actually, no one is personal against you. Okay, sometimes they are, but on the general, guys, I don't know, So if you say to yourself, I'm here to learn, I'm here to prepare myself. So all those small things along the way, they become irrelevant to you. Because actually, I've got a goal. But if you've got the person in your handbag, I say to you, your work is sloppy. Maybe it is sloppy. But now suddenly, oh, Ziyanda, But now I've also felt your responsiveness to my feedback. I'm not going to want to give it to you again. And I'm going to go to Lucy, because Lucy was better receptive of my feedback. So you have to want, on mental, for me is that it's very important to have the mental space to be there. Mental because prepare. You have to be resilient. Now someone said to me, why must I be resilient? Yeah, I don't come to work for hardships, so why should I be, that? And it's probably true, but on the counter, resilience means bouncing back, right? And bouncing back, so you have a car accident. It takes resilience to continue. No one plans a car accident. Someone dies. So I think Life just throws us stuff that require you to be resilient. When you're pushing every single day for 10 days and no one says thank you, or no one says great job, Joanne, for you to push the next day, it's what? Resilience. So it doesn't mean there's a deliberate hardship for you to be resilient. It means that something inside of you says, no matter what, I'm able to continue and to keep pushing. I had a new CA in my team, a new trainee, and I gave a document to client. I don't know if you know, but nothing is perfect. You give a client a draft, they review it, they come with the comments. CA went, yo, Ziyanda, he's not happy, so many comments. I'm like, yeah, this is how it's supposed to be. Like you don't, even as a partner, you don't do a document and it's perfect because there's a lot of personal stuff to go into it. But CAs take a lot of knock, I think, in terms, I'm not going to say all of us, knock when you get a document with so many comments. It's the learning curve. It's part of being resilient. It's part of receiving feedback. And so it's not, for me, and they say, you know what, you failed so many times. I don't know. I don't think it's failure. I think that you have to, a stupid example, not stupid, the guy who made the light bulb, he tried 1,000 times, 100 times. I wouldn't call those times failures. I don't call them failures. They're just him trying. They're him getting to where he needs to get. So I think we're too quick to label things failures. We're too quick to say, oh, I did bad there. No, it's part of the journey. And if you're saying it's a failure, then you're making it harder for yourself. It's part of the journey. I'm learning. And I must get feedback. The feedback comes from my boss saying, please change this. The feedback comes from you being fired. You can choose. Right? But you're not going to get to the end game or wherever you need to get to without feedback, without learning. And so don't label these things as failures. They're just part of the journey. For me, mental is very important for attitude. I will choose somebody who has a good attitude over somebody who is smart. I believe that we all have it in ourselves. Obviously, there are people who are like, I'm not a creative. I'm much more an executor. So I'll know where I should go. But everyone has the ability. But the attitude is what's difficult to get right. If you don't want to learn, you can be as smart as anything. I'm good. I'm going to invest in somebody who actually has the good attitude. This quote here on top about a smile, you know. A smile isn't just about hello, hello, hello. It's also yourself. You're signaling to yourself that actually it's okay. It's more good than bad, the opportunity. So you're then saying, I can prepare for opportunities to come my way, rather than blocking because there's going to be obstacles all along the way. I love this one. Be more loyal to your vision than to your feelings. Because guys, feelings will betray you, ne? Oh, they will betray you. Now, my thing when I was more junior was I would leave my ego at the door of my house. And the drive from my house to work was me getting myself to the work mode. Because when you got ego, you're offended. They didn't greet me. Oh, he went Ziyanda, not Ziyanda. Yeah, it's irritating. But does it change my world? No. And so for me is that you've got to keep your vision before your feelings. I'm not saying be insulted. You know, obviously there's all within reason. But your feelings will betray you. Do not let them. Take care of them. Hear them. Take care of them. But don't let them be what sway you to one way or the other. Don't be their slave. And with that, you must find the outlet. I had a community at work. We were 4 girls. And when my boss made me angry, I'd get angry because I'm human. I'd go, yo, homo, that dog. Hello, dog. You know, so you find outlet, right? You've got the feelings, but they're not. I'm not slaved to them. I know where to outlet them towards my friends who I trust. I know if I've got an assignment that's big and I'm not sure. Hey, Chomi, can you please review this? Is it landing right? I'm finding a community who will help me prepare. And the community must be aligned to you. Because if you're going to go to somebody who's got no idea or doesn't want to succeed like you do, they will say, it's sharp, Chomi. And it's not fine. So take time invest time in finding the right community and invest time in building the community and be that person, be the same to them as you expect them to be. It'll save you from your big feelings. Find a champion. Guys, you can't, I don't know anyone who survived or who's made it or who's done a career successfully who doesn't have a sponsor or a champion. They're the ones who will talk about you in a room. They will, in the corridor, they will hear. Excuse me, in my career, there's a woman called Sally Hatton. She was a tough cookie, is still a tough cookie, but she made noises about me in the corridors. People said, who's this Ziyanda? And she did a major thing for my career. But I had to give back. Because remember, by saying who's saying Ziyanda, she's putting her name on the line. So it's not she's not doing me a favor, and it's not a privilege, but it's an honor that I've got to, reciprocate. So we often say, who don't have a sponsor? Find one, but also give to a sponsor. Make them proud that they, I mean, for me, for her to have a black woman in her team doing so well was great. But I made sure I am giving her the reward for being my sponsor, because without that sponsorship, I wouldn't have been here. Now I feel rushed. You have to want it ugly. My son, he loves this. He loves suits. So he asked me, Mom, is that like you? Are you like, what's his name? Harvey Specter. I'm like, no. So there's this meme where it says, how you can close a deal. It shows Harvey like this. And then it shows a little girl in the background typing. So I'm like, yeah, I'm the girl in the background typing. She's like, really? I'm like, yeah, that's what it is. You know, it's not suits, right? It's you have to understand what you're wanting out of this game and why you want it, and want it in its worst form. Otherwise, when the hard times come, you're going to fall off. What are you prepared to do? So for me, when my son was born, I felt a huge responsibility. I'm a black partner, female, in a white law firm, and at that time, not many had made it great or big, right? Like they were there, but it was like a stigma around black partners. And I was very clear, nah, I don't want to be in that stigma, I want to be whatever. But now I've got a child, how does it work? And I asked people, I said to myself, you know what, if ever my career doesn't progress and I feel it's because of my child, I will resent him. So I'm going to have to find a way to do both. But it was a conscious decision on my part to sacrifice not going to sports days, or I'd go for his game and then run away, you know. I wouldn't go to Saturday games. I wanted to rest. So there's a lot that I didn't do with him, for him, but I told him. And now he even laughs at, hey, Mama, you were never there. No, yeah, but you love your school, right? He's like, yes. So I've gotten him from, it was a let's talk, and he said, this is what I'm going to do. Obviously when I was older. There's a picture of him lying on my study floor at 4 a.m. So those things. But I don't regret them, because why? They were, for me, conscious, deliberate sacrifices I was going to make. I think if you don't do that, if you're a young mother and you're unconscious to do that sacrifice, you will feel guilty or you will feel bad about it. And I'm not saying it's off us. That's my value, guys, right? Yours may be, I'll take time off for my son, right? So it's not about you must do this to get here. It was do what you feel you can do to get to where you want to do. But if you don't think about it first, it won't happen. It'll be a mistake or something. But if you're deliberate and say, okay, fine, I want to get here. Do I know what it's going to take to get there? And then, what are you preparing for? I'm biased towards action. You have to act. People will say act to fail. It's not failing. You act. You act. You'll get there in 1 step, if you're lucky, or it'll take 5 steps. Along the way, you're refining those steps, but you're acting. You're not sitting down. Sorry, I'm going to play this video because I really think it's very important, and I know that there isn't much time.
Dopamine. Dopamine is the feeling that you found something you're looking for, or that you accomplished something you set out to accomplish. So you know that feeling you get when you cross something off your to-do list? That's dopamine. Feels awesome. You know when you have a goal to hit and you achieve that goal, you're like, yes! You feel like you've won something, right? That's dopamine. The whole purpose of dopamine is to make sure that we get stuff done, right? The historical reason for dopamine, we would never eat if we only waited to get until we got hungry, because there's no guarantee that we would find food. So dopamine exists to help us go looking for food. We get dopamine when we eat, which is one of the reasons we like eating. And so when you see something that reminds you of something that feels good, we want to do the behavior that helps us get that feeling, right? So let's say you're out there going for a walk and you see an apple tree in the distance. You get a small hit of dopamine. And then what it does is it focuses us on our goals. And now we start walking towards the apple tree. And as the apple tree starts to get a little bigger, we feel like we're making progress. You get another little shot of dopamine and another little shot of dopamine until you get to the tree and you're like, yes! Okay? This is why we're told you must write down your goals. Your goals must be tangible. There's a biological reason for that. We're very, very visually oriented animals. You have to be able to see the goal for it to biologically stay focused, right? If you don't write down your goals, if you can't see your goals, it's very hard to get motivated, to get inspired. For example.
Okay, guys, time is running out. But the point is that, to your question, if you have a vision, know what you're going for. So every single day when I get to work, I've got a little, it's not a notebook. What's those things called? The stick-ons, whatever it is, I write down my to-do list on there. I feel so great. Or when you throw it away, like, yeah, I did this. He says that, for example, one time he went to a shop, he had his list, forgot what wasn't on the list. Why shop? Then he scratched it out. It's a physical reaction you get. But if you want to be resilient, if you want to continue to go forward, even though you can't see what's outcoming, to do a to-do list. And don't start with the big fat things because you're going to get stuck there. I like with small ones, small wins, so just cheat your mind. Because the trick for me is to keep going. Keep going. There's no Oboni picture. Keep going. If you've got a plan and trust your plan. So I think about example, would tell us of going for every single morning and you don't. It's fine, but if you don't do it, you're saying to your own brain, I don't have to. You're saying, actually, I don't trust myself enough to stick to my own plan. So when you make a plan, stick to it. Even if there's no evident reason. It's only to tell yourself that this plan is worth it and you're worth it. Question? Okay. It's like chow my time now.
Right. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, due to time constraints, I think we'll take about 3 questions. If you don't have enough time to take more questions, we are requesting if you can send an email with your question, and please ensure that you mark it that it's directly for Ziyanda. You can send it to the foundation. The email address is YLS@lincolnmalileadership.org. YLS@lincolnmalileadership in one word .org. Okay. So in order to save time, Ziyanda, I'll just take 3 questions consecutively. There's a request that if you ask a question, please stand.
Okay, can I go?
Yeah.
Pleasure to meet you today. My name is Mbali Bilagazi. I'm a brand manager working at FMCG. And with the key note, my takeaway here is around preparation. It's such an underrated key to success. How do we find the time to prepare well? And how do we instill this value in others?
You make time, right? So ideally you should get to work and look at your diary, and so I do my to-do list, because that's me planning for the day. You have to make time, and I've taught myself to say no, because it's nice to say yes. Told my Roida, my diary can't look like that, because when do I think? But at the end of no, but I need to think. I can't just be doing, I need to think. And thinking is preparing. So on Mondays, I now have a new rule. I used to wake up and go on Mondays because I must show that I'm there. Now I wake up and I chill in bed. I'm not chilling in bed. I got my laptop on, I'm in my pajamas, I'm planning my week. I'm getting my mind in the right state. So find your time in a week, in a day, in a month to plan. When I go on holiday, a day of it is me planning. Planning not just work. My kids, I have a diary for my kids when the whole day, because they get so busy, I'm so busy. If I don't plan that, I never see them or I miss their big days. So Sunday evening, I hate Sunday evenings. Like cut blanche music, it gets me like so anxious. But find that time. And my psychologist said to me, you're not anxious because you've got no plan. So on Sunday, or sometime on the weekend, find half an hour to plan. You'll find Sunday night feels better. Yeah. So it's all those things that they take time, but once you get them right, they actually feel better. And actually they work smoother. But so you must make time. I tell my team, don't go jump straight into a task, because now you're going to get it wrong when you're going to go other way. Sit back, relax. So it's just, you just make time. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay, cool. Hi Ziyanda, my name is Giachile. I'm the head of communications at TikTok. I think my biggest leadership struggle at the moment is leading people my age. So you mentioned issues around receiving feedback. So even in performance reviews, I've given that feedback to say, you're not really receptive to feedback, and so it's hindering that relationship. And so I think for me, the question is, how can I make it land with my team that I need you to be able to receive the feedback to be able to grow? Because I personally take feedback very well, and I've got a really amazing relationship with my manager. So I'm just struggling to make it land, and I often feel like it's a problem because of age as well.
Hi Ziyanda, thank you so much again for this. I think we can all agree that all of us being here is part of the preparation you just spoke about. One of my biggest things is I've been working for probably 7 years now, to 8. And one of the biggest things is finding that community and really in the workspace and finding boundaries, because I think for a very long time we've been told that work people are not your friends, this is not your family. So it's really just such a big contradiction on, finding those people that are your people without you being kind of scared to truly expose yourself. So how do you navigate that, or how did you navigate that in that space of finding your people and also trusting them?
Okay, I'll start there because you answered. I was lucky because, another one, okay.
Hi Ziyanda,
Hi.
my name is Larato. My question is, how can young professionals prepare themselves to intentionally step into rooms where they feel underestimated or left out? And I would assume as a black woman in the law profession, you probably did experience that, and maybe you still continue to experience that. How do you navigate for that, preparing for those moments where you are made to feel small and inadequate and incapacitated to carry out the task? Thank you.
Because those people don't determine who I am, right? And right? So it's quite hurtful. So let's not undermine the impact of it, right? But if you, example, are going to a meeting, you have to have read up all that stuff. Not times, even if twice, because I want to be able to say I follow the conversation. And it's a question asked of me, I want to be able to say I could answer it. I find that sometimes in that space, we then try to speak in the meeting to be heard. No, don't try and speak when you've got nothing to say. Because they're like, you're feeling the air, But be prepared. And when you've got input to make input. But we call it black text in corporate world. You walk in there, people undermine. Even it happens to me to this day and age. I'm leading a deal, I walk in the door, I can tell, after 5 minutes, they're like, I can literally see their faces change because of what I'm saying and what I'm saying and my authority. So when you're junior, it's more difficult. I do it now because but I can do that because I've prepared for all these 20 years. So it is preparation, it is knowing who you are, it is self-confidence. Nothing like a white male or mediocre is confident like that. I don't know how they get it, but they do it. But that confidence is what makes people listen, right? I don't advocate for that, but I'm saying a little bit of confidence and a little bit of knowing that's not who I am. They're not reflective. They have that face, that look. I pity of what you know of me. But you can't dissuade if you don't know what you're talking about. Don't feel compelled to speak, but also when you do speak, know your story. And go and greet everybody. Go, so what is I? Ziyanda. No, you are there. Somehow you got to that table. Fill that space the way you can. So don't be shy, but at the same time, don't talk for nothing. Don't talk because you want to fill a void. There's no void. But know your story, be firm, be confident. Community. Yeah, it's hard, right? It's hard. You don't, for somebody to be a community, they don't need to be your best friend. So don't confuse community at work with friendship at work. It is, what do you want, right? I want somebody who's going to sponsor me. I want somebody who's going to be able to tell me, like for me, I'm new in my job. I've got partners who are older and younger than me. And I'm sure they don't like that I'm more senior than them. But I use those young white boys because they must tell me what's what. And if I ask the older partner, they're going to be conservative and they won't tell me the gossip. So I must be, no, Patrick. And I become his friend. We both know we aren't friends. But it doesn't matter. I know what I need Patrick for. So play the game. I don't trust Patrick at all. I know if I gossip with him, he'll tell Peter. But I tell him enough gossip for him to tell me the gossip. That's it. So when we say community, I don't mean make best friends. I was lucky, they were best friends in Ceylon, so I'll tell you I don't have time because of him. But, I'm just teasing you. But you find, okay, for example, I tell my juniors, so you must use people for what they offer you and what you need from them. So do not ask me where the loo is. Go ask somebody else. You're using up your quota of time with me. So when you want to talk to Ziyanda, okay, I want to know these things. Go. I want to go talk to Peter. I know Peter, I need him for A, B, C, and D. That's why I go to him. He's not my friend. Last one about feedback. It's very hard. I had a lady in my team. She was 60 and I was 30. I had one trick. I forgot about it. It's not my cross to bear. In giving feedback, gosh, it's difficult. And some people don't take feedback. And those must probably go.
No, thank you so much, Mrs. I'm so sorry, there's more that we need to discuss, but time is always against us. Thank you so much. To the people who have questions, please do email them. And in conclusion, we would like to thank Ziyanda, but you'll agree with me, ladies and gentlemen, when you say that preparation doesn't start on the stage, it starts in those quiet moments. Yeah. So please do engage and do serve your communities. Thank you so much. On behalf of the Lincoln Mali Foundation and everyone, would like to thank you, Ziyanda.